What is up, guys? This is Game Fanatic Cook, and today we're talking about Piccolo's giant form, or not even Piccolo in particular, but the Namekians' giant form, the Great Namek form. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because, first off, it's a cool-ass form, and second off, we just saw it used in the, to a certain extent, in the new movie, with Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. He got a little bit bigger. Krillin told him to. And the reason I want to talk about it is because it's such a cool form. We just saw it, and it's never really been utilized. All through Z Kai, and from my knowledge, Super, it wasn't seen once. And it's really hard for me to believe, like especially in Z Kai, when Frieza was invading Planet Namek. Not one of the Warrior Clan, or Dragon Clan, decided to go Great Namek form. Like, surely they knew how, right? I don't think it's necessarily a forbidden technique like the absorbing is that Nail and Piccolo did. It certainly doesn't seem like it. We only ever really seen it done by King Piccolo, you know, Piccolo's father, who does it to a slight extent, and we've seen it done by Lord Slug, of course. But other than that, and then Piccolo now, but other than those three, we've never seen him making use it, which really surprises me, because I'm sure someone like Nail could certainly use it. And, you know, you might want to use that. You could hit a bunch of people at once. Now, the reason we're going to talk about why maybe they don't use it is, my guess is because it doesn't actually give you a big power boost, like Piccolo states himself. And it kind of makes you big, you're open to attacks more. But at the same time, it's like it's so much harder to dodge you now. Like, every hit you throw in Giant Namek form is going to land. Because it doesn't actually give you it doesn't hurt your speed at all, which I forgot where I read that, but it's canonically to where it doesn't hurt your speed. So you're just as fast and you're giant. You're going to land every single hit, and your punches will have more impact just because you're bigger. So no matter what, you are going to be doing more damage in Giant Namek form, even if it's not because it doesn't necessarily increase your power level. Just being bigger will make you stronger. And it gives you more range, it gives you more hit radius, it makes you way harder to dodge, especially if you're the same speed. And it's really just like I think a pretty decent power up, not to mention, like with Lord Slug, I believe he was using the Extendo ability along with the giant form at the same time. That's kind of an OP, guys. Giant form and stretchy form, you could hit anyone from 5 million miles away. That is wild good. Now, the reason they wouldn't use it is I feel like it'd be susceptible to Ki Blasts, maybe, because it's a much bigger target, and Ki Blast particularly would do a lot of damage just cutting through the Namekian skin, and it'd be a lot harder. It would also be a lot harder to dodge projectiles and punches. But I feel like, to a certain extent, since your mass is so much bigger, punches against you would be weaker just because they have to cover more mass. And, you know, if someone punches you in the chest now, it's not like a very precise punch because there's so much land area to hit. So I feel like, if anything, it would make a melee attacking you, or like fisticuffs, way harder for your opponent, just because how much bigger your mass is, and you're just as fast, and you do a little bit more damage. And so the only really thing I can think that I would be bad on is beam attacks, because they'd be harder to dodge. And I mean, if you're that big, it's like, I feel like it's more easy to get ganged up on, maybe. Like, you're an easier target for a lot of people. But I mean, I feel like overall, the positives really far outweigh the negatives. Plus, your beam blast in that form would be much larger and harder to dodge for your opponents. So it's maybe like a little bit more riskier on the defensive side, but overall, offensively, it gives you a huge boost, even if it doesn't actually give you a power level boost. So I think it's pretty interesting that Piccolo, who's clearly capable of the form, has never utilized it once his entire time throughout Z Kai and Super, and he barely even uses his stretchy arms, which they started using more in Super, but in Z Kai he never even uses stretchy arms. And it's like, he has so many cool abilities that he has that he just refuses to use that often. It's ridiculous. Especially the Great Namek ability, like I said, and that they pretty much forgot about, I feel like, after Lord Slug, because not a single Namekian does it on Namek, and it's very hard to believe that none of them know how to do it when both King Piccolo and Lord Slug knew how, who are more ostracized from the Namekian community. So it's a pretty interesting thing to think about, and I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit underrated and should be used more. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm missing like a key detail. And also, yeah, it doesn't actually drain stamina or make them more tired. Like Lord Slug, I believe someone said it's his true form. He doesn't actually, it doesn't affect his his endurance at all. Same thing with King Piccolo. So that's another interesting thing to think about. I know in the games, like Xenoverse 2, it does affect your stamina, but in all reality, it actually does not. Of course, growing big does hurt a lot. I do know that. So maybe that's why I don't use it. Maybe it just hurts so much to grow bigger in size that it's not worth it. But other than that, I don't really know why you wouldn't. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit 300 by the end of the... No, we're trying to hit 500 by the end of the year. That's our goal. So if you can help us get that, it'd be awesome. Thank you guys for the support recently. We've been killing it. Have a good one. Stay blessed.